Can Ryan Gosling save cinema? This has to be one of the best films I have seen in a long time. Great story, great characters, and brilliantly directed by Phill Lord and Chris Millar, who you may know from the 21 Jump Street films, who have an uncanny ability to bring oddball characters working together in tough situations and winning the day. They are terrific, and what a film this is. One that rivals Interstellar and 2001 A Space Odyssey. We shall get into it. Let's go. The story of Project Hail Mary is that the suns in our galaxy are dying out and have been affected by a space virus that has been fading them out. And scientists on Earth have discovered that there is one sun that has been currently unaffected by the virus. And so scientists work together to try and find ways to actually get there. And so in comes Grace, a secondary school teacher working in America, and has expertise in this kind of field, and is the one that actually discovers the new type of fuel called astrophage that will allow them to travel further and longer and actually get them to the star so that they can find out why it's been unaffected and hopefully find answers that will help them keep their sun glowing and keep it being a sun. And so Grace works alongside the scientists to come up with enough astrophage to be able to get them to the sun, and they form a team. And actually Grace wakes up all of a sudden 11 years later, millions of miles away from Earth, light years from Earth, and is woken up and has no memory of who he is and has no idea what is going on. And so over time the film is him trying to figure out himself and what his mission is and what is happening, until he comes across another alien species that is on exactly the same mission as he is. And together they must work together and figure out why the suns are dying out and why this particular sun is unaffected. The alien in question happens to be a rock alien, and together they form an unlikely alliance and work together to solve the problem. Phill Lord and Chris Millar do a tremendous job with this film, bringing in the humanity and warmth between the two characters, between Grace and Rocky. And also Ryan Gosling does a tremendous job at selling it as well, considering Rocky is actually a puppet, and it is very much believable because of that. It's real, it's tactile, you can see it whilst it's on screen, and they really have a genuine bond when they meet each other, and throughout the whole film they develop a bond and a fondness through doing this mission. And it is a really entertaining and fun partnership, much like partnership in 21 Jump Street as well. They have this uncanny ability of bringing two oddball characters and having them work together and really producing like great results and also winning the day at the end of it. And so they do that really, really well. The comedy is tremendous, and I think I was the only person that laughed at the Close Encounters reference, the Superman reference, and a few others. Nobody else did, and I was just sat there and I was like, these uncultured motherfuckers. But it is really well done. They made a tremendous film, and it makes me think, like, what could have been? Phill Lord and Chris Millar's Star Wars Solo movie was pretty much halfway done until Ron Howard took over it and started all over again. Surely it wasn't that bad. Judging by Project Hail Mary, this was terrific. What an amazing film this was. The visuals were tremendous, and especially in the scene where Grace is collecting the samples that he needs in space, and the picture goes sort of a purple pink colour with these white stars all over the place, and you're just awestruck by these amazing visuals that Phil Lord and Chris Miller have created. The scenes out in space where he's doing the EVA walk generally have a sense of tension and dread and fear to it as well. And his portrayal of Grace is one of the best performances I've seen in a long time. It's almost like Ryan Gosling is actually sort of ad-libbing his words, yet they're actually on the script, on the page, and it feels like he's just making it up as he goes along, and it's really sort of natural, I feel. And he does such a great job. He has such charisma, and his character is very modest and also very resourceful as well, especially when it comes to like the translation aspect. When he's trying to communicate with Rocky, he straps on a laptop with some recording devices, and he tries to pick out a few words, and they work together that way in trying to work out like a rudimentary sort of communication system, and it works really, really well. They do a great job at bridging the gap between the past and the present in the use of Grace's memories from when he was on Earth and doing all the experiments and working out how to create the astrophage and working together with the scientists and everyone who's involved in Project Hail Mary. And that really breaks the story up nicely instead of having it just a straight up like space sci-fi thriller. And so it works really well because it really helps you delve more into the human side of the story as well by doing the character work in these memories. And that's again a great idea that Phil Lord and Chris Miller decided to make, and it works tremendously well with the film. The story is simple enough. The stars are fading out, and so they have to go and find out what's wrong. It's a mystery. It's a science fiction mystery story about two people on with a common goal, and it's that simple. Some, yes, of the science involved I didn't quite understand myself because I'm an idiot, but for the most part, it doesn't really get too bogged down in terms of like the jargon. It doesn't get too bogged down in like the details. The details are out on the screen, the visuals, which are, like I say, amazing. They rival that of Interstellar and 2001: A Space Odyssey. The puppet of the rock alien is very tactile and they had the puppeteers apparently as a request from Ryan Gosling himself. He didn't want to be acting with a CGI or a tennis ball. Like, he wanted to have something when he was acting to interact with, and that really shows in the film. And I can't say anything enough about this film. It's so good. The script goes on very well, and it's 2.5 hours, and your eyes are just completely fixated on the screen. You don't see that time go at all. It doesn't feel long or drawn out. It was a tight 2.5 hours, and everything was left on the cutting room floor, and it was all there for you to go and see and wonder in awe and majesty of this space journey that they go on, which is really amazing. And I like the fact that they had a sense of realism as well. When Grace wakes up, he wakes up from a coma that has been induced since the start of the journey, and they didn't go so outlandish to have like cryogenics and freeze the body and have him wake up. And there's definitely a sense of realism and humanity to it as well. Like, it definitely feels like this could be a mission that could be done today. And it was really a great idea, I feel, because then it becomes like the realm of possibility. Like, this could possibly happen. So I definitely implore you to go and see this film. If you have any heart, if you have any soul, and if you experience something different, something on a grand scale, go for the cinematic experience in the theatre. The screen was packed. It was filled with people, all different age groups. This is what we need in cinemas. And it's got major studios behind it: Sony, MGM, and Amazon all banded together to make this film possible, and it's they're going to rake it in. It's going to be one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you in the next video.